So, smoking in my corncob pipe is quiet nights, and it's a little tough to get a draw because of the filter in here. I went with this because it is a quiet night, and it's actually one of my favorite winter blends, actually. November to February kind of smoke. I love the smell of it. But anyway, so I didn't get to do a video last night or this morning. Last night because I got sucked into finishing my book, The True Believer. And, I finished that in the afternoon after I did the video yesterday, my EDC. And then I got into the Solitude book, and then I got into Lost World from Jurassic Park. So I'm all over the place. So I got into reading, did a lot of reading, and then I did some thinking. Well, this morning, I was going to do a video. I was going to do a coffee talk, but I wanted the extra sleep. So you can't fault me for that, right? Especially when I go back to work tomorrow. So hopefully you all had a good 3-day weekend. On top of that, I was supposed to get a package today from tobaccopipes.com. It didn't come today, and I thought it was odd that they said it was going to come today because today's a holiday and the post office isn't exactly open. And I know they deliver some packages on the weekend. So I looked at mine and it said they attempted to deliver at 1 something, but they weren't able to deliver the package. And I laughed. I'm like, well, wait a minute. No, my address is correct. That's not all wrong, but they never did it. So I was going to do a show and tell, and I was going to do, or an unboxing. I call them show and tell. And I was going to try one of the tobaccos I had ordered and do that, but unfortunately it didn't come today. So here I am. But I do have something to talk about because I got, today while I was thinking, kind of went down a rabbit hole with my podcasting stuff. And as I was going through my recommendations for YouTube, I saw a video about someone who gave a podcast studio tour. And I'm a sucker for these things. So I kind of was like, all right, I'll take a look. Started getting inspired. I mean, it's kind of like all my new subscribers and the YouTube pipe community reaching out to me. I'm feeding off that energy. I'm feeling pretty good creatively. So, you know, I went down the rabbit hole and I see all these people doing their studios and it got me thinking. And then I stumbled upon a video review on a switcher from Blackmagic, the ATEM, I think it's called, ATEM or something like that. But anyway, it's a switcher, so you can switch multiple camera angles when you're streaming and doing a show and everything, and you get the gears start flowing in the head, the creative brain. So I've been feeling pretty good when it comes to podcasts. Now, if you watch some of my early videos when I first started this channel, 1 minute, nope, I'm done, I'm leaving, I'm just going to talk to YouTube here on the camera, and that's it. And I'll be done with it. I've done it, been there, done that. And then the next, I'm like, all right, well, I'll be involved. I'll just be the owner of the Air Glue Media and the Cantina Cast and all that, and I'll have other people do it, and I'll just pay the bill, basically. Then I'm like, all right, I'm going to come back, do some podcasting or restructure. And then I was like, F it, I don't want to do this. It's a headache, it's time, it's involved, and all these other things, and I want to do all these other things, but then you realize your creative soul won't let you do that. So, I don't know. So I went down this rabbit hole of watching these videos of new studios, watching the switcher, getting ideas, and thinking, well, how could I go about... Because the main problem I run into it's hard to get these any draw with this filter here. The good news with the filter, though, it's cooler smoke, but I don't get the little pieces of tobacco coming up into my throat. I'm a rookie. What can I say? But anyway, so I've checked out all these videos, and I got to thinking, all right, my main issue is scheduling and how to go about that. There are podcasts that I'm involved with that might have to, and I've said this before, I'm going to have to cancel. I don't want to do it, but for the long haul, it might be best to do that. But anyway, going down this rabbit hole, that's my main problem. The other problem being, I want to do in-studio stuff. I want to have guests in person and interviewing them, or not interviewing, but having conversations and doing those things, and there's a giant moth and that stuff. And I can't do that at home. And my daughter's growing up, and the basement, I got a lot of arcade games in there, to be honest. So I'm running out of room for the podcast studio / office / arcade. And I get to thinking, well, all right, is it possible I could rent a space? I don't need a lot of space, but a decent amount of space, and then we'll see what goes on from there. So in my mind, as I'm going through all this stuff and I'm checking things out, and I'm like, well, you just got to step your podcast game up, Mike. You've been doing this for almost 10 years, and you've had some success, but you've been kind of flatlining. You've been just steady Eddie, which is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing to be that way. It's success anyway, and whatnot. But I want to go up to the professional level, So I can't do that just being where I am now. So getting a studio outside of the house is probably my way to do that. And it gives me incentive to turn it more into a business. That's my thinking anyway, because I want to make a profit on it to pay for all this stuff. Currently, I'm paying for everything. We get some from Patreon with the Cantina Cast, which pays for the publishing fee that we pay to Libsyn each month. So it's like I break even on that, but I would like to make a profit so I could do other things. So I have to make it work somehow, and that's always been my problem of how to make it work. So I know others have been successful at it and stuff, but I seem to struggle with that. So I'm contemplating. So I said, all right, well, let me look around. I've been looking in some real estate things, just looking around, seeing what I could rent, the market, the price, and everything. I figured I need 500, 400 square feet or whatever. Nothing major, just enough to set up a studio for myself, and maybe have one side where I can do the interviews, so to speak, and then another side where I could have like intimate, almost like this, but just me doing the podcast, solo podcasts, if you will, and whoever, and maybe a little space to do something else, maybe game streaming or something. I don't know. This smells so good. It's like this weird, I can't describe it. But when I smell it, I do think, oh, it's a quiet night. It's kind of like, I don't know. If you could get the night sky and make it a blend, this would be what it would smell like in my mind. I don't know. It's weird. I'm a weirdo. Sorry I'm puffing or sucking hard, because it's hard to get it through these filters. But anyway, so that's my thought, is to take it up a notch. I'll be doing this for 10 years. It's time to, I guess, shit or get off the pot and kind of go forward, take that big step into the professional world of podcasting and kind of make it into something. I don't know if my camera's, maybe it's not. Maybe it's just me. It looks like it's tilted, but maybe I'm tilted. Who knows? So that's my plan, is to kind of do that. And now, well, back to the rental. So I'm looking through things, and I'm seeing, like, I guess, artists spaces, around $600. That's probably the high end of my budget. I thought I was going to see, this being Rhode Island in the Northeast and whatnot, I figured a grand, 1,300, 1,400, 1,500 to rent a decent space. But it seems I can find little spaces. There's some that's in the town I'm in, they're kind of dumpy, but I could make it work. Then there's a few other places, like $100 more, you get secure parking, 24. The big thing is 24-hour access, because I would be doing all my stuff after work. So it'd be at night. I'd really be there. I wouldn't be there during the day all that much, maybe on the weekends, but for the most part, it would be at night doing these things. Which is interesting, because it would kind of, I don't know how I'd still be doing this. I'm not abandoning this channel at all. I love doing this and being a part of this. So I'm going to keep doing this, but the schedule, after I hit 100 videos, I might have to do every other day, not so much. My goal was to get a video every day and do 100 videos, or at least get to 100 videos, and kind of tell family and friends I've been doing this and kind of let them know. Which is why I think my channel in the beginning didn't grow all that fast. It kind of, I was lucky enough there where Onion and Newton Piper came across me and a few others and kind of spread the word, and that helped tremendously, so I thank them. But for the most part, it's been a secret endeavor at the moment. I've been learning things and doing things and seeing how this works. So, but anyway, I would have to adjust my schedule, because again, my bigger issue is, how do I manage doing all these shows? I can't do every show under the book, right? I gotta be strategic about it. Like there's the EGM roundtable might have to evolve into something else. Manny Faces and Mando Monday. Mando Monday might have to liquidate into the Cantina Cast itself, which is not a problem. And Manny Faces, I'll probably still table it for now. Get to it. I wouldn't cancel it right away, but and then 3/4 might have to evolve into something else as well. So I might have to figure out how to do all that. We'll see. I got months. I'm still on my sabbatical. I'm still figuring these things out. But the studio, the lofts, not the lofts, but the studio artist lofts, whatever you want to call it, that I could rent, are relatively within the budget and make things possible. So I'm pretty excited. I'm feeling pretty good, actually. I'm energized to be thinking these things. So I got a lot I want to do. You know, I got a short story I want to write. I got this podcast dream thing that I still have in my head that I can't get rid of. So I got a lot going on creatively. Not a bad problem to have, huh? And of course, my friend Bob, who's on YouTube as well. Feel free to stop by the studio if I get it. You can hang out. Maybe I can get you on a podcast there, Bob, and we can talk. By the way, I love this pipe. I don't know if it's called the Washington or something else. I forget the name. It escapes me now, but I like this pipe. So, any podcasters that are actually, the other thing I need to do is get in touch with local creators or podcasters and see if I can get some people to help out locally. I got plenty of guys across the country. I need people kind of locally, so I got to be looking into that as well. That's kind of the next step. So tomorrow, or even after I do this, I'll be writing in my little field notes things that I've been just talking about, so I don't forget them, because I probably will. So that's pretty much what was on my mind the past 24 hours, really. Feeling pretty good. I'm like excited to do this now. Of course, I always get excited seeing other podcast studios and how they set it up and how they use their space and then the gear they get. I'm kind of a gear tech kind of guy, so I kind of immediately get stuck on that. You don't need all this kind of stuff, but you know me, I just kind of go big. I can't help myself. I see a device and all the potential and what I could use it for, and I kind of go with it, like I did with this camera here, the ZV-1, which has been a great camera. I will do a review probably soon, and how I use it and why it works for me. And I think the thing that sold me on this switcher thing is the fact that I can use, because I have a Rodecaster Pro, which is a mixer that, if you've been podcasting for as long as I have, and even longer, this device solves a lot of problems that we've all had for eons. And just to see it in this one device after the 9 years, almost 10 years that I've been doing this, to see that, how the tech has finally come to that, it's amazing. And then you get mad because you're like, all those years I had to suffer, and now you got this one little device that just basically does everything, and all the crap that I had to go through to make this circus work, you put it in one thing, and this is all I needed from day one, but suddenly now it's here. It's just crazy. You kind of get mad, but then you get happy at the same time. And the switcher device as well, it works with the Rodecaster. It offers some possibilities for the future of EGM. By the way, the links to all my podcast stuff is in my description too, so if you want to check it out. So yeah, lots of possibilities. Being a creator, I think this is my problem with, you know, my struggle with like leaving and walking away from podcasting or anything in general, is because I love to create, and in this day and age, there's really no excuse for you not to create something or do something fun, exciting, or to try something like that. There's all this tech, all this software, all the knowledge that's out there. There's no excuse really. It's the same thing with my book idea or my short story idea. There's no reason for me not to try. It might suck and I might never publish it, but I should try it. Anyway, that's gonna do it for tonight. It's kind of my ramble. I can't seem to get a good draw out of this because of the filter. I'm about to rip it out. But anyway, thanks for joining me, everybody. Hopefully tomorrow I have my tobacco stuff. I got one more thing coming, but it's not that dramatic. I got a couple of hats. That's about it. So that's not going to really be an unboxing. But anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow.